All right, yeah, this is definitely the best in the
Well, hello there and welcome everybody.
clown killed me. Hello. I'll wait for the welcoming, but we are here. This is the
Yes,
podcast.
we are
It's the
here.
24th in the series.
Yes.
Are you excited? Are you exacerbated? Are you other baited words?
Oh my gosh. Whatever. Oh, look, I got my Mickey and Minnie scarecrows back there. See, I'm ready for fall.
Oh my goodness. Oh
Ready
wow.
for fall.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
And so we need to
First, we need to announce something. We have hit 118 subs, guys. You knocked it out of the freaking park. Seriously, that's awesome.
yeah, because what was it like a month ago that
Yeah,
you said if we hit 100? And it
yeah,
wasn't too hard of a task because we were at 94 or
yeah.
something.
But you guys went above and beyond, and we haven't been like dodging the announcement or anything of the Jello Gallon challenge.
Oh, and I wanted to see.
But I just haven't had the chance to,
I meant
make
to
the
get a
announcement.
date because you wanted to set up a date.
Yes, I did. And
So what? Wait a minute, though. They haven't been officially welcomed to the podcast.
well, I mean, when you say it like that, what's up, guys? Welcome to the podcast. Yeah, yeah. Core.
All right. So, Dan said that if we hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of September, 1,000. Oh my gosh, 100. Sorry, by the end of September, that he would eat a gallon of Jello or attempt to eat a gallon of Jello.
No, I will eat the gallon. This is gonna happen.
So during a podcast, during a live podcast.
Yes.
So, yeah, so I think we will try to make that happen in what you wanted to do 2 weeks.
We can do the 22nd.
Okay, so that's 3 weeks.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
give that little buffer.
Okay, so in 3 weeks on the 22nd, it's a Thursday night, we will be Dan will be eating a gallon of Jello live. I'm
gonna have to take a pooper.
Who knows what the podcast will be about that night, but we'll figure it out. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for subscribing. And
Sorry, announcement picture.
Yeah.
Getting meta.
Yeah, can you please? It's distracting, buddy. So, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We really appreciate it. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. And hello to everyone that we have met in the past couple of weeks. We've met a few of you out at the park, and we really appreciate it. We appreciate you saying hi and telling us how much you like the videos.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. We really, really appreciate that. And I still have not shared this.
Yeah, I'm getting Twitter, Facebook, and Insta all in one shot here. So,
you're doing it on yours?
Yeah, I've got all mine just now finished.
Okay, so let me get.
Also, yeah, I'm never there when we get congratulated except the first time, so I don't know how real it is, guys. I don't. Yeah, are you not a professional?
I'm trying to be.
Learn how to press the mute
button. Okay, so
no, you're
I'm
dumb.
actually just trying to share this. Oh, that was the.
I'll see that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm used to doing things on the phone.
Well, this isn't a phone, all right? We're doing this on the fly, going goomafoo.
So, okay, one quick thing that I definitely want to bring up about Six Flags. There is an important change taking place.
They are going all cashless.
Yes, and they're actually starting that tomorrow. Kind of like as a test kind of sort of, it's not really a test because it's going to happen. But there will be kiosks around the park. I don't know where. I'm not even sure if they put that on their website yet as to where they'll be located, but you can take your cash, put it into the machine, and it'll give you a Visa card
Correct.
for with that cash on it. And then you use that to do your food, to do your mobile order, to purchase merchandise, things like that. So that's very important. It is my understanding that next weekend they are going completely all cashless. These machines will be everywhere for you to convert your cash and put it onto a card. Because I know that a lot of people, teenagers will get dropped off by their parents to spend an evening at Great Adventure, and they only have cash. So that's going to be that's going to be very helpful for them to be able to have that kiosk and go change that in to put it on a card so that they can make their purchases, especially for food, because we all know how teenagers like to eat.
All right, now guys, if we get up to 5,000 subs before the end of the year, we'll do a tour.
A tour of what?
What do you mean of what? We'll do a tour. We will tour.
Tour where?
To where our fans desire.
No, we're not making that. Don't listen to him. We're not doing that.
Do you think they're going to hit 5,000 subs before the end of the year?
No, I don't.
Okay, well then we're doing this. All right, we hit 5,000 subs before the end of the year. We're going on tour, guys.
Don't even.
You guys knocked out of the park with the 100. So, see, even that one says yes. And he's a member, so you can trust him.
Well,
anyway, so listen, guys, if you knock out this one like you knocked out the other one, it's going to be sweet, simple, and to the point.
Well, they'll have lots of content coming to them. And I do not want to give away what we're doing Saturday evening.
No.
I want that to be a surprise. But we do have. I don't know if the vlog will be up Saturday night or if I won't get it up until Sunday. Unsure. We are running out to Six Flags tomorrow night for Hallowfest. So there will be a vlog on that. And then Saturday night, we have something special, something different that we're doing, something special that I think you guys are going to like. And I just hope that it turns out okay, because it's going to be kind of dark. And I don't know 100% if it's going to work, but even if it doesn't work out as well as I think it does, I will still share some type of video with you guys about it.
All right. Well, people are finally starting to pour in. So hello, Will. Hello, Paul. Hello, Jay. Hey, guys. What's up?
Hey, everybody. Good to see you.
I think we should start getting into the actual.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you. So we're going to talk about Hallowfest and our thoughts on it. So, Dan, what I wanted to do was start with you. Your thoughts. Let's start with because we're going to do overall thoughts at the end. So I want to kind of break it down.
Okay.
And do how about your thoughts on the scare zones? So Lady of the Lake Cemetery, District 6, and Clowntown, and Scarecrow Street there by the fountain and stuff. So if you want to break each one down, or if you just want to go as a whole, that's up to you. But what are your thoughts on the scare zones this year?
I'm pretty sure just as a whole will probably be the best way for me to do this one. What's a good way of... They put more emphasis on atmosphere. So this is something where it's about what I expected, but less so at the same time. But the street performers kind of balanced out what I thought wouldn't be there. So I don't know. I would say it's about what I expected.
Okay, for the scare zones. Okay, what about the street actors?
The street act. Yeah, no,
because we saw a few of them. They weren't all in the vlog.
I think they were. I think they were a very good replacement for not having shows. That having been said, I don't think there's a reason not to have the shows. Also, make sure you guys smash the like button before the end of the video.
Okay,
Or
what is she chewing
a
on?
can
The
before
dog
the end of
is,
the podcast.
she thieves
She
things.
knows when we're live, I swear.
I know.
She knows.
I know. Yeah, definitely hit that thumbs up for us, guys.
We already got 1 like. Let's get 500 before the end. Anyway.
Yeah, right.
But yeah. So I don't know. I think about I would say they're on par.
The street actors.
They're definitely on par.
Yeah, I mean, so there was not the ones that didn't appear in the vlog. There was like a breakdancer kind of guy. He had the Chinese yo-yo.
It's hard to rate it because they're different kinds of street actors compared to what you're used to there. I would say they're on average with what everyone else does. And
yeah, there was the contortionist. There was the hand balancer guy.
Yep.
There was the magician guy, the magician clown that was walking around. He was cool. And the girl with the hula hoops, the lighted hula hoops.
Yeah.
I feel like the juggler.
Yes.
The juggler. So he was very good.
Oh, also, hate to interrupt, but one more thing, just to make sure you share out the podcast, get as many people in here as
definitely.
possible.
Go ahead, feel free to share.
It helps you. Anyway, continue.
For sure. And also, guys, if the stream is hesitating or breaking up,
which it shouldn't.
It should not.
But please inform us.
Yes, let us know if there's any.
We can fix on the fly.
If there's any buffering or anything like that going on. But yeah, there should not be. Okay, so you got to do 3 of the 4 mazes.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What were your thoughts in general of the mazes with the new, social distancing stuff and all of that? How do you feel they did with putting them together this year?
That's an interesting question. I think it's exactly what I expected.
Okay.
Slightly toned down. They spaced out the line, or not the line, but the way they sent people in the way I expected. In general, I think they probably didn't need to social distance as much, just because by the time you get in there, you wind up walking faster than most of the people in there anyway, especially because a lot of people are seeing it for the first time, so they're trying to take it a little slower. And no one's social distancing in the line, so then now all you're doing is effectively slowing down the line for other people who aren't social distancing.
Mm-hmm.
No, but it's what I expected, to say the least.
Okay, so
and the scare actors have been phenomenal.
That's what I was just gonna say. I wanted you to talk more about. I was gonna say
that is something I should mention a little bit more. They did such a good job with what little they were given. Especially I could tell the one guy wanted to get me bad because he even ran in front of me with the chainsaw at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you remember, but I mean, we'll take Reflections of the Dead, the Mirror Maze, kind of out of this for right now.
Yeah.
So between Apocalypse and Wicked Woods.
Yes.
Which one did you feel may have been the better maze? They were the same. So they were equal for you.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Something specific.
But if you guys want the best maze in the whole park, Mirror Maze, definitely. Oh, by far the best. Welcome to the podcast.
The Mirror Maze is a Mirror Maze. I mean, I think it's perfect. It's perfect if you have younger children. Yeah, it's perfect if you have younger children that maybe haven't done a maze before. Somebody that may even be a scaredy cat that normally doesn't like that sort of thing. The Mirror Maze is kind of like the perfect maze.
Yeah.
This year anyway, because there's no scare actors in there. So it's kind of like the perfect little fun maze. So I wanted to ask you something else specifically.
Yes.
First of all, did you have a favorite scare zone, or if you had to rank them, in order of, you know, best to, you know, favorite to least favorite kind of a thing.
That's hard.
Because I know for me, I'm a little torn.
Probably either. None of them were as filled as usual.
Well, because
there's one in particular that I remember being somewhat filled, but I don't remember which one it was. Although the only reason I want to even remotely say it was over by Joker is just because I love the location.
Mm-hmm.
I just really like that location. It has nothing to do with the area itself.
Uh-huh.
And that's the issue I'm having right now.
Okay.
I think that was a great location, place, especially that.
Well, you did talk about how much you did really like that one, and that particular night you said you thought that one was probably your favorite. You liked it the best.
Yeah. It had a very nice setup. Especially where they toss that no, it wasn't the amateur. It was the amateur. Yeah. Sorry, some things are getting a little blurry. But especially where they toss the animatronic right by Joke. Just the whole setup they used. The only thing I could wish for that they did differently was maybe change the Joker's external queue, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Maybe put up like a facade right around the entrance to block off like maybe not all of the vision of the queue, but so that it just kind of looks like that's kind of something else and it goes around the Joker sign kind of a deal. And it kind of masks it with more of a prison-y vibe. And, I think that's why I like it so much, because that is like a very Joker-esque thing. Prison riots and I don't know. It just worked. That little area was a really smart shift. I do not like having that. By the way, was Boardwalk? We didn't go through Boardwalk. Was that is that filled up at all?
There's nothing there. No.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like having massive vacant areas. And
here's the thing: they had to, spread things out, and I think I'll get into this a little later, but I think it was a smart move, and we'll get into that full thing later. But,
it might have been.
So
I kind of my main issue right now with the way they have things set up currently, it doesn't feel like there's enough, and not even in the way of scare actors, in the way of just all out design. It doesn't feel like there's enough substance.
Well, I think they purposely didn't overdo it, and we'll get into this later. But
it's hard for me not to.
They purposely didn't overdo it the way that Fright Fest is because of the rebranding.
But all they did, like, if you ask me, they moved some of the more popular areas to the right side.
They moved them into larger spaces.
I'm not sure I agree with that, but all right.
So here's the thing. Let me go over my thoughts.
Yeah. We'll get into.
So where did I start? I started you with scare zones, right? Zones. So, the scare zones overall, I think, and they're not even called. They're technically not called scare zones this year. They're called themed areas, I believe.
Oh. Goody.
So, but for our purposes, we're still going to call them scare zones. So, you've got Clown Town, you've got the Scarecrow Street, you've got Lady of the Lake Cemetery, and District 6. So, I think Scarecrow Street is refreshing. I have to call that one refreshing, because it's different and it's a little more whimsical. Like, I like to call this entire event Fright Fest Light. So it's definitely got some whimsy to it, which I kind of like because it's scarecrows, and it's just really, it's different, and it, like I said, it just has like a kind of fun feel to it. So I do like that one. District 6 to me, it's good. You know, you've got some ghouls coming through there. If you guys have watched the vlogs, you've seen, you know, some of the ghouls that are in there, or demons kind of left over from Demon District. Um,
Yeah, I'm really
it's
upset there, by the way, that Demon District wasn't a part of that still.
it can't
They
be.
they could have.
They had to rebrand it, and so
I
now it's
know, I
District
know.
6. So anyway, so, and not super crazy about District 6, or where it's at, I think is good. I like how you flow from Scarecrow Street at the fountain into District 6, and then you keep going, you've got a break, and you go to Lady of the Lake Cemetery.
Also, just while you're talking, lose that tab
Speaking of which one?
from the YouTube tab for
One.
my sanity,
Oh,
because it hasn't broken up on there yet. Then they'll let us know.
okay, and it's good, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So,
it'll keep view count more accurate.
oh, well, I kind of wanted it to be there.
No, anyway, continue.
So where was I? Oh, Lady of the Lake
Yes.
Cemetery. While I'm mentioning Lady of the Lake Cemetery right now, I loved it. I love that scare zone. And I like it anyway during Fright Fest, but this was just, I loved it. If you watched the last vlog, you heard me talk about the lighting in there. The lighting is so beautiful in there. It makes it look, I don't want to say it makes it look spookier, or anything like that. I think it just sets the mood a little better. Um, and I really, really liked it. And I felt like there might have been more scare actors in that area, um, because they were all off to the sides. I feel
you know
like
what?
I
That's
feel like
another
there were I
thing.
feel like there were more there than would normally be there during Fright Fest.
That's another thing I wish they would try to do a little bit more, is if they could get more scare actors to do more scenic movements and things like that, and kind of let the internal scare actors do more of the up close frightening stuff. I don't know.
Okay, well,
I think it'd be more interesting. But
so
continue.
um with the scare actors walking through the cemetery, what's really cool about that is, you know, you'll see them just sort of walking through, and, you know, there might be like a shadow because they've, you know, walked past a light or something, like, opposed to during Fright Fest, you don't even necessarily see them walking through there. This made, to me, this made much more sense that you could see them. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. It was kind of fun to see if you could find them. For me, I thought it was great. So, and moving on to the last scare zone, Clown Town. You know, I love the clowns. I think they're hysterical. And yes, the area is huge. And there were a lot of clowns there. This past Saturday night, there were a lot there. And they were really spread out. So it was different. It was different. It was still good, but it was just different. I think that you would have to spend a lot of time walking back and forth in there to see a lot of the things, because I know that they have clowns in the boxes and things like that. Um, I think maybe throwing a few more clowns out there couldn't hurt anything, honestly.
Yeah.
Because there's so much space out there.
This is going to come back later, but now that I'm thinking about it more, it might be kind of nice to have that over by Joker, and then District 6 over by in between the walkways of Harley Quinn over to Skull, taking up the entire stretch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but there's a couple of spots there where it gets tight, and they wouldn't, in the COVID-19 world, they would not do that because it would bottleneck too much. But I would. I would like to see them throw District 6 over where Demon District used to be.
Well, you'll see why I'm saying that later. Because I just thought of some theming that could work very nicely. But that's
But
why I
anyway,
said
so
it'll be brought up later.
overall on the scare zones, fantastic job. I think that it was it's good. It's not, you don't have the chainsaws, so that's a difference from Fright Fest.
Well, they might be bringing them back after what we just, after what we saw.
I mean, yeah, we don't know that. So for right now, the rebranding has included no chainsaws, in the scare zone areas and stuff like that. And I think that was smart to do that. Changing the fountain from red to orange was also a smart idea. In the rebranding portion of it.
I still think they should have left it.
Let me move on to
mazes.
No, the roving performers.
Oh yeah.
Really good. I really, really, really good. And I say keep that during regular Fright Fest.
They almost have to.
I know that it's difficult because of how packed Fright Fest can get, but there are areas where you could put some of these street performers in. Over by Justice League. That area is humongous. And you could put them out there, say maybe in between shows when you're able to do shows again in the theater. You put them out there in between. You don't have them out there when people are lining up for the show. Because that might get a little too nutso, but maybe it wouldn't. Maybe there's an area, because there's a huge, huge area there. So yeah, there's an area there. There's other areas around the park that you could definitely, kind of get around the crowds a little bit by putting some street performers in there. If they decide not to keep a scare zone in front of Joker, you put some street performers there. That's a huge area. You could totally do that. So yeah, I like the street performers. I think that that's something that should stay. It's just a matter of, in some cases, where do you put them? And I think that there's plenty of places that you can put them. And they should still be pop-up. Just, here we are all of a sudden out of nowhere kind of a thing. And even with the drums, instead of having blood drums set up, just have the drums come out every now and again. You can still set up a small stage somewhere.
I actually do really like blood drums though. Moving on though, what were your thoughts on the mazes?
Okay, the mazes. So now I have done all 4 in 2 different weekends. I think they did a fantastic job with the mazes. When I heard first that they're going to have to be 6 feet away from you to do their scares, I thought, how is that even possible? Like, I really didn't think that would be possible.
And they're still really not 6 feet away.
So I can assure you it is possible to be scared with social distancing, for them to scare you. It absolutely is possible. There were some scares, I don't want to give too much away, but there were some scares that were a little higher above you and some that were real, real low on the ground. So those were good. Now, the ones that were higher up, like there was somebody on stilts in one of them, and I had no idea that, because I saw the face, but I thought it was a prop, and I was looking at it and saying, oh, that's so cool. And all of a sudden they just lunge at me, and I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. So that was a good one. But yeah, so I think that they've done a good job with them.
Like I said,
they still spook me every now and again. I still get that little
like I said,
spooky
they're
scare.
still not even technically 6 feet away on most of them, though.
Well, I can honestly say the first night they all were.
Oh yeah, but I'm
were.
saying, as of late, they have not technically all been 6 feet apart. Particularly the one on the mattress.
Well, can I ask you something? Do you care?
I don't care. I just think if you're going to mention it, you should update that it's not still that way.
Well, we didn't take out a ruler either. I mean, the one on the mattress I thought was still 6 feet away.
No way.
But, well, look, you're going through there so fast, whatever. I have said this before
I'm saying they're only
in other videos. I have said this before. If you are nervous at all about all of the Rona
you
stuff,
shouldn't be out anyway.
Then just don't go.
Put it this way. Let's be honest. They only say they're staying 6 feet apart, blah blah blah, and they only have the restrictions out because of, oh well, legally we have to cover our butts, and that's all it is. Like they're not all 6 feet apart. I guarantee you, if you walked out there with a ruler, in a radius around you, they are not 6 feet apart.
Well, and it doesn't bother me anyway. However you scare me is how you scare me. I don't care. If you're 2 feet away from me, I don't care.
And not in the mazes, but particularly out. I was basically brushing shoulders with employees and the scare actors. Come on, just relax on the phrasing. That's all I'm saying. But
yeah, but anyway, it doesn't bother us. Whatever.
Can we get on to the fun part now, where we get to tear down Six Flags and improve them?
No.
Oh, but that's
not
the fun
yet.
Part.
And I don't know that I want to go into all that stuff we were talking about before. I don't know that I want to go into that.
Well, it's gonna happen
not in this podcast, I don't think. But anyway,
it's gonna happen.
So overall,
we're gonna at least start it.
Overall, well, you're so pessimistic, and I'm like very positive.
It's not pessimistic. Relax.
I'm like so positive and stuff, but anyway, and you're not.
That's not the case. I just know how to improve things. I know how to look at. I know how to look at something and say, "Well, this objectively could be better.
Yeah,
and this is how they could feasibly do it within their constraints."
Well, and I get what you're saying. I just feel
if you want something to be better, you have to speak up. No, it's your job as a consumer to do that. Yes, it is.
Anyway, okay, so whatever, but that's not how you were talking about it earlier. So we're not done yet. More Hallowfest. We're still on Hallowfest. So overall, you know what? How about if I give my thoughts first? Overall,
Oh, you want to end on a pessimist note?
Not really. Overall, I think Hallowfest is a hit. I think they did a great job. And I do want to say that there are areas that I know that there used to be atmosphere music, like Halloween-y type music, and it's not there this year. So I don't know what the deal is with that. There are a couple of areas where I am hearing some music, some Halloween stuff, but not everywhere like I have in years past. And I don't know what that's all about, but it's weird. It's really, really weird. So I'd like to see some atmosphere music come back. Yeah, but overall, I think the event itself is great. I think the mazes are doing fantastic. I think the scare zones are fantastic. The street performers, everything is great. I still enjoy it just as much as I did Fright Fest. I would like to see them incorporate some things from Hallowfest into Fright Fest. The street performers, I think, are the main thing. That and that lighting, Lady of the Lake Cemetery lighting. You guys, you got to keep that. You've got to keep that. It is so good. It just sets the mood in there.
We are going to have to start doing this on like an actual schedule because I think people are having issues with the link. So we should just start scheduling these, honestly.
Oh, the link is giving them a hard time?
Yeah. I just had someone directly message me, be like, "Hey, are you still live? Is there a new link?" I just sent them the link fresh, so
and to see if it worked.
Yeah, well, I'll see what they say. But if you guys have issues, I do apologize. It's nothing we can really do about that.
Well, I'm gonna see if it works from where I posted it. Anyway, how about if you give your overall feelings on Fright Fest as a whole? Oh, one thing I have to bring up.
Yes.
You talked about how when we first talked about Hallowfest during the announcement, you were not confident that the masks were going to work. You thought it was going to ruin it. It wasn't going to.
Yeah,
I would like you to bring that up because
that's fair. Yeah, no, I was gonna bring that up right now, actually.
Yes, please do that. We
that
need your
was
opinion on that.
I was not prepared for them to be nearly as good as they currently are. They spent a lot of time on those masks. They are phenomenal, possibly the best part of Hallowfest. Very impressive, very
It's working from Spencer's Ventures.
yeah, no, I know. Very, very impressive, very I don't even know how to put into words how well they wrap in with the rest of the outfits.
In most
They're
cases,
phenomenal.
yeah,
They are
in
phenomenal
most
masks.
cases, you can't even tell that isn't like maybe a prosthetic or something like the makeup all sort of just goes right together.
I personally can, but I know that's because that's me.
Right. Well, and at night, it's more difficult to tell that it's a mask. I mean, we know that they are, but it's like sometimes I'm looking at them and I'm going, is that just like a regular like prosthetic mask thing, or is that a real mask?
I even said it that night. The only thing they could do slightly better, and it was on one person, and it was not an important person for this particular thing at all. I think it was a greeter into either the Mirror Maze or the park in general.
It was Mirror Maze.
Yeah, I think it was Mirror Maze. The makeup on their face actually just barely didn't go high enough up or down far enough.
I think
around the rims of the mask.
Well, I think her mask had shifted.
I really think no. I'm sure that's what happened.
I think that's probably what
and it really wasn't that big of a deal. I know. I personally just noticed the tiny little things like that.
But the mask like, thing coming from Dan is very high praise.
Yeah, no, there's no word. They are that is phenomenal.
Okay, so
the rest of the event, if you want to call it that, I don't know. I think to summarize it, it's exactly what I expected with certain differences. I didn't expect as many performers out. I expected the mazes to be what's the best word? I expected to have more external maze actors. I thought they were going to take that route with it, but it was still to the level that I was expecting overall, if that makes sense. Yeah, it is what it is. I think Hallowfest was probably what Freight Fest should have always been called, given the extreme amounts of hype. But that's just me. Yeah, it is what it is.
Dave sent me a text.
Yes, I see this text.
But how would he know such?
Yeah, I don't know. That's actually confusing me. Anyway, I want to get into the fun part though, because we can at least start this conversation now to tease the next podcast, or we can just finish the conversation here. Okay. I'm very excited about this. So I mentioned in that vlog that in the next podcast you guys would hear a lot of my a lot of ideas that I had brewing at the time, and they were more so for the park in general. But I think had Hallowfest not been what it was that night, I might not have jumped to certain conclusions. One, I think it'd be really nice if they started hiring more actors for the park in general. For photo ops and stuff like that. And we kind of came to the conclusion right before the podcast started. There's not enough happening in the park. Besides the amounts of people that show up, whatever. That's another story. But at its core, I for example, I can go to. We have season passes. We have memberships actually. If I go to Six Flags every day for a whole season, I just don't want to go the next season because I've done everything there is. Yeah, I've done it 100 times. It starts to wear on me. I can go to Disney every day for the rest of my life and never be bored, not because the coasters are more fun or something of that nature, but because there's more to do than just ride a ride, get some food, leave. There's character meet and greets. Wow, I am wow. There's you can get the autographs there. There's more substance and there's more life in that park in general. Now that I'm thinking about it. Six Flags, I walk in there and just so dead to me. Again, not because of the amount of people, nothing like that, just the atmosphere in general.
Well, and let me just say that you cannot compare the two companies.
You know
Like,
what? The only reason
see,
I'm going to is because Six Flags has a borderline monopoly in New Jersey. No one's going to compete with them there, and no one's going to compete with Disney in Florida. I'm going to compare them in that sense.
Except Universal.
Yeah.
And they do. So, but
you get my point. And
no, I get so let's get a little more direct.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do
because time is marching on.
And I want to get a couple examples out real fast. One, they have the Looney Tunes characters come out. I know that, but move them around the fountain. Have certain ones come out there. Then over by Joker, Harley Quinn. You have those two characters right at Joker. You can have Superman over by Superman, Green Lantern by Green Lantern. You could have Bane. Oh, and this is why I was thinking District 6 could be moved over by Skull Mountain. During Hallowfest, you could have had Bane over there. You can have different meet and greets for the season.
Mm-hmm.
You can, and all these characters, by the way, have so many different storylines. You could have different versions of those characters out for Hallowfest specifically. Like it's such. And do me a favor, look up and see if Warner Brother owns them or if they own all the character rights, just so we have that straight. Because if they do, that's so many more characters that they could just have at their fingertips. Warner Brothers has.
I don't know about that.
Well, no, because Warner Brothers has tons and tons of games, and over by
I'm saying I don't know.
Oh, but over by Nitro, they play the Mortal Kombat music. You could have Scorpion or Sub-Zero over there, just on the daily. Oh, they used to. That's what it was. Wait, I'm just curious though. Okay.
Comic and cartoon characters.
So they couldn't do. They could probably make a deal.
So they have theme park rights for those. That's it.
But they don't have it to some of the game characters. Well, if they ever made Mortal Kombat comics, which I'm pretty sure they did, they would have rights to that. So yeah, no, but it's just to have such an expansive roster of characters, even without that means they have Scooby Doo. I didn't even think about that. They have all these characters at their fingertips, and they don't use them. It's disheartening.
It's a good point. It's but I understand though, like having to, because a lot of these characters you're talking about are face characters.
A lot of them are,
and to find the right people to fill those roles can be difficult. It can be done, but they also have to pay them more.
It can be done over time, even though.
And think about it. If they don't want to pay.
If they just did a couple, even just like 2 or 3 characters, And by the way, I think they should make a bigger deal about those characters coming out around the fountain. Because it's not. I guarantee you, 30%, if not more, of people that show up to that park have no clue they come out.
They do if they're seeking out the information.
But most people who go to Six Flags don't seek out that information. They could make that park about more than just rides, because that's all it is.
Well, and I get that. But like, for instance, at Halloween time, there are plenty of villains that you could bring out for that.
And actually, you could swap out Superman. Like, if you did have that same actor during Hallowfest, you just move him away from there, bring him over to Bizarro. Bam! Now he's Bizarro.
Right.
Right. It pains me because they have.
Well, all right. So let's get off of the character thing for a minute.
Okay.
So yeah, I agree. They could do some more things with characters and stuff. Years ago, they also used to have a little parade that went through there.
Yeah.
Something like that. But you and I were talking.
I was going to say, we were talking about
specifically
the venues.
Well, yeah, specifically about shows.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day. Now, back in my day, 70s and 80s, they had a dolphin show. They had a water ski show. In the dolphin show arena, they also had a high dive show and sea lions and stuff like that. That was an awesome show. We went and saw it almost every time we were there. Back in the arena, I forget what that's called, that arena back there by Bizarro.
That's
can't remember the name of it. It's escaping me. It is totally escaping me, that arena. But they used to have kind of like a circusy type show. So they had a tiger act. They might have brought some lions out. I don't remember, but I know that they had. I remember seeing the big ball and the guy in the motorcycle going around and stuff like that. And they probably did some acrobat type stuff or whatever too. But at least there was a show there in the showcase theater. I just remember like maybe a couple of concerts being in there or something.
Yeah, I guess.
But like you said, there's also the Dead Man's Party arena.
And that was originally used for a Batman show.
A stunt show.
They
bring us more shows year round. Well, season long.
And not even that, just like, guys, if you're watching and you go to Six Flags and you agree with anything we're saying, go tell them about, what you want to see. Yeah, obviously be respectful about it, but you will not get anything if you don't ask for it. Like, if they see that there's a demand, they are more likely to bring things back.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
This is a discussion, a topic that I see brought up a lot on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Where they're like, they need more shows. We miss the shows. We want to see shows come back.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree. I mean, I think it would be fantastic. There are things they can do for sure. I mean, you could have people from you could take 5 different acts from America's Got Talent and bring them to Six Flags and put a show together.
That'd be perfect. Like, that's all I'm asking. Just something small to begin with, even.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I agree with making it a part of the season ticket, but definitely a part of the membership ticket. Are you kidding me? Like,
well, I mean, back in the day, you didn't pay extra for any of these shows. This was all just part of the park, and that's how it should be.
Maybe not on like a day ticket.
Okay.
But probably on a season pass, and definitely on any membership. Definitely.
Well, that's a good way to get people to upgrade to a season pass.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. Like,
maybe have a certain show that is only for, but you have to have other stuff.
You have to have incentive. But
yeah.
The best way for me to phrase this is give us some kind of shows in each venue every season. Like, not the same show moving from venue.
You mean
3 separate
all season long.
All season long.
And then obviously for Halloween and Christmas,
change them
up to meet with the season. Obviously.
Bring back Unleashed. Because
I
freaking love that show.
That show last year for Christmas Frost. OMG. I loved Frost. I really, really loved Frost. It was so beautiful. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. It was my favorite Christmas show that you guys did.
By the way, if you guys do make any of these shows paid, make it to where employees get in for free with one additional person. And that's all you have to do, because that'll then make them start talking about everything else. You guys already offer like so much for the employees, don't get me wrong. But it's just one more way to get them excited about working there. And then they'll tell other people, oh, this is a great place. Come on, like, this is awesome. And that's how you'll get more actors. And
right. Oh, something else they added for Hallowfest. You may have seen it in the vlog. If you didn't see the vlog, go check it out. Because it's in there. There is a tent, a stand/tent, right next to Johnny Rockets, basically, that has frozen chocolate covered bananas.
Those churros.
It has churros, and it has kettle corn. You can use your snack credits on those. That is new, and I'm not sure, because there used to be a merchandise stand there. I'm not sure why they put this in. I'm not sure what the story is there.
I don't care. I have to give them massive props on those churros, because those were fresh.
So good. So good.
They were best churro I've ever had. Hands down.
Yeah, I have to say that is absolutely 100% true. It was so good. I had one bite of it, and I was like, why did I get a funnel cake sundae? Because this churro is the bomb.
Phenomenal. Like, that's one I would actually pay for.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
By the way, that's another thing. Make me want to pay for the food at Six Flags, please. Like, I don't have any real issues. Obviously not with Macho Nacho.
Oh, they have. You know what? They really have
good selection.
They do. Their selection is very diverse.
I don't have an issue with any of the food per se, but there's nothing there that I'm like, I want to buy this. You know, it's all like par.
Well, I mean, if for some reason I needed another set of pork kebabs, I would buy those.
Yeah, there are probably two things I'd buy in the whole park: churro, pork kebab.
Mm-hmm. And we're saying that because we have the meal plan.
Yes.
So, you know, we don't put out for our meals at the time that we get them. We're already putting out for that monthly. So
it's one of those things where if I were I wouldn't feel good about purchasing a lot of the other stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Not that there's anything particularly wrong with that right now, but once they up everything, once they started adding more shows back and getting more character meet and greets and made a big deal out of them, then I would start requesting, okay, maybe up the food quality. Just a little. Like I said, it's on par. It's nothing to write home about, but it'd be kind of nice to have a little. I mean, because you can tell, like, the pork kebabs are a whole nother level.
They're so good.
Macho Nachos are a whole nother level.
But
I'm gonna marry that Macho Nacho. I'm telling you.
Yeah, sure you are. So yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest improvements the park could make overall, and we get it, it's COVID. We get that. We're just saying this is
in general.
This is our wish list, you know. Shows throughout the season. Something, you know, maybe some roving performers throughout the season.
I think what would be really nice is if
some street stuff would be kind of cool.
They did one parade a day, like during the normal season. At the end of the night, they do a parade, or toward the end of the night, I guess. Do some sort of parade, have still walkers and all, and just be like, oh, guys, thanks for coming out. Like, something. Make me excited.
Okay, I would like to see a nighttime parade there, like something, like you say, like maybe a half an hour before closing.
Yeah, maybe an hour.
Because that brings, but a half an hour before closing, it kind of brings everybody
to the
front.
Yes.
and you get to see this this send off, or like you said, maybe even an hour before closing, and you get to see this send off by characters, and like you say, some stilt walkers and things like that.
Especially with characters. I mean, I'm probably gonna harp on that more than anything for right now, because they are so underplayed in the park throughout. They're only at the fountain, only at one specific angle, only what 3 times a day or something like that, and 3 sets of characters. It's not even the same characters coming out twice, or something of that nature. So, I think it'd be nice to have the Looney Tunes characters kind of stay around that area of the park. Throw some Mortal Kombat over by Nitro. Throw Scooby and Shaggy over by what am I thinking of? Safari. Throw. You can have a single character over at Camp Adventura. Find some animal themed character and throw them over. There has to be one. Like just anything to make me want. That's another reason to stay at camp. It doesn't get super crowded.
Right.
And another reason to spend money. There are a lot of reasons to spend money at camp. Maybe don't put a character over there. I lied. But just give me reasons to want to give you money. That's pretty much what this comes down to. I don't want to spend money there. Give me a reason to do it. Like,
well, yeah, and I mean, I can honestly say, the past couple of trips that I've wanted to spend money. I have found things that I'm like, oh yes, please.
Yeah, well, you're looking at quarantine masks. I want quality.
Well, and you got that beautiful shirt.
Yeah, I should be wearing it.
Yeah.
I wanted to meme with that shirt. But
that shirt was really nice. So, I mean, there aren't, I know what you're saying. There are a couple of things actually that I'm like, Six Flags, take my money.
But, give me reasons to hurl wads of cash at your employees.
Right. But this, well, now that they're going cashless, charge it.
Still.
But like with Disney, I see merch from Disney and I go, take my money. Here you are. I'm done. Like, you got me. So yeah, I see what you're saying, that Six Flags doesn't have that same appeal.
And I think a lot of that, if they started brightening, I don't know, it might just be me, but when I go into the park, I don't get the same just immediate hit of charisma, or like,
well, and honestly,
it's not due to the employee's fault.
No. And I think part of that is that it's our home park and we've been there 3 gazillion times. I think that if we visited another Six Flags park, that you might get a little jazzed about it.
I think part of it is, when I think of the park, I see a lot of dull. I don't see color. I want color. Like, if you're gonna, obviously not during Hallowfest, that's retarded, but during the main season, that walkway up to the fountain or whatever, and the branching paths, you can make that a little more colorful. It just, everything looks worn down almost.
Okay.
Just make it look fresh and new, and like, you go to Disney, and again, I hate to use them as a comparison because they are king, but I hate to even say that much. But you walk into the park and it looks like everything just got waxed from top to bottom and power washed.
Well, look, you're never gonna get that.
I don't want
from
that.
A seasonal park.
I don't necessarily want that. I should be able to, on the very first day, walk in and feel like everything's fresh.
Oh, see, now when I walk in, I do feel that.
I don't feel fresh.
Oh, see, now I do when I see that, because I just see the like, especially there on that little Main Street area. I could tell everything had been painted there.
And yeah, definitely.
And I thought it looked great, but
I definitely need that.
But let's say this: I think our biggest issue with our Six Flags park, because I understand that other Six Flags do have some type of entertainment.
And actually, real fast before you get into that, I might even go as far as to say, "Oh, hi, Mike." Oh yes, we are doing well, and we are from NJ as well. But
Hi, Mike.
I might even go as far as to say that um, Six Flags Great Adventure has been getting lazy purely because they have no competition in state.
I don't know.
I mean, it makes sense to me, at least from a business perspective. Well, we're doing fine. We can start cutting things, maybe save a little money.
Well, and we're not basing any of that on this season.
No,
because this season is a different animal. And like
Yeah.
we said, we think they did fantastic
100%, Michael.
with Hallowfest for sure. Yeah, so yeah, we were saying, Mike, I don't know if you caught it, if you jumped in
I
after we
believe
had
he
said
just
it,
jumped in. Yes.
that we were saying our main thing with Six Flags Great Adventure is they need to bring shows back. We need shows back. Other Six Flags parks have shows, and we need that back. Like, you can't, we go all the time, and it's like, all right, we've ridden everything that we want to ride. We go back, we ride our favorite things. And after a while, you sit on a bench and try to people watch and use that as your show, which can be very good. I gotta say.
Put it this way, I'm the type of person that I will go into the park, spend an hour there, and I've done everything I need to do.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing left in the park for me. What? And by the way, that's another thing, tying it back into the whole, I think they've gotten lazy because they have no competition. I don't think they're adding shows because because it's cheaper to add new rides.
For sure.
That's why you saw Wonder Woman. That's why they're immediately following that up with Jersey Devil. They're going to run out of real estate eventually. They have to add some kind of seasonal long show.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to see a show of some sort. Now they do have
interesting.
They do have that sea lion show.
Yeah.
Which is very cute, but it's literally during the height of the season. I think it's only twice a day that they show that.
Actually, we do not have the tallest roller coaster anymore. I think it was 2 years ago. It might have even been another Six Flags. Wound up beating out Ka's height record.
Really?
550 feet. It's called the Polar Coaster.
Really?
Yeah. It's not.
Let me open up the other laptop.
It's not very well known
because I could have sworn that Ka was still.
Nope.
Let me see.
But
it's probably the tallest in a Six Flags, right?
I don't know if the Polar Coaster. If you type in what the tallest roller coaster is, Google will still say it's Kingda Ka. But if you type out what roller coaster beat Ka's record, it will say that it's the Polar Coaster. So you have to ask specifically that phrasing, otherwise it doesn't. I don't know why it's finicky like that. But yeah, it's supposedly beaten Ka's record.
Okay, let me see.
Specifically type in what beat Kingda Ka's record.
And the record there was that it was the tallest, correct?
Yes. Yeah, it's really weird, Michael, because I just double checked myself on this. Hold on. I'll pull it up on here just because it should be in my auto.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think you totally did not.
No, I literally just looked it up a minute ago, just to confirm this before I open my mouth. And coaster that beat Kingda Ka is what I typed in. And this is what pops up. I'll show her first and then show you guys.
Hold on.
Would handily.
Yeah, but where is it?
I don't just look up Polar Coaster. But this is the Google search and the result. It's worth going to Hallowfest. If you are the kind of person that enjoys Fright Fest and stuff, I would say it's worth it.
I think it is.
I think if they combined Hallowfest with Fright Fest, it'd be the ultimate event, but they could still do more. And that's just me. Yeah. That's just me.
I think it's worth it. If you go on a Friday, it might be more worth it than a Saturday. Friday's going to be a little less
awesome.
A little less busy on a Friday. Saturday is extremely busy. It would be difficult to get through all 4 mazes. If you wanted to do the mazes on a Saturday, it would be tougher to do. Because wasn't Mama's Farm, wasn't it? It was
flooded.
It was like an hour and a half wait.
Yeah.
And we didn't even bother.
Another thing I will say, actually, I'm just because I'm curious, if you don't mind me asking, Michael, how long have you been with the channel? Because I noticed you mentioned someone else, but I missed the Batman stunt show. Yeah, we were talking about that as well. This is actually gonna probably be my favorite podcast that we've done. But yeah, I noticed you mentioned another viewer, I assume. I'm just curious. I like conversing with you guys. It's my kind of thing. Yeah, the polar coaster.
Okay, no, this is not built yet.
Oh, it will be beating. Okay.
Yes, this is the one.
All right. Walmart. King Ka will still be the tallest, but the polar coaster will beat it when it's completed. Understand? Okay. I've been in a while, just being. Gotcha. I feel that.
Yeah, no, King Ka is still the tallest.
Okay, that's what it was then.
Good thing that we have this because it's a lot easier to look things up on there than it is the phone.
Agreed.
Because I always fat finger things all the time.
What state is it in?
The roller coaster. I'm unsure. It was announced at IAAPA in Orlando in 2011.
Yes,
but I didn't read far enough to see exactly where they were planning on building it.
I would assume somewhere in Florida, given that.
Well, I know that there was supposed to be some kind of crazy, ridiculous coaster being built in Orlando. Near they have the Orlando Eye, which it's not called the Orlando Eye anymore.
Right.
And then they have oh my gosh, what is that? The big tower swing thing.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I don't.
They've got one of those that's humongous there,
right.
And I think it was supposed to be built somewhere there. But I'm not 100% sure.
I will say though, the thing that I really, out of everything we talked about, that I hope they do first is characters. I don't know why. I think they'll bring far more life into the park, more than anything else they could do.
And you mean like more than Looney Tunes characters?
Yes,
you're talking
more than Looney Tunes, or just spread out where they are. Announce, like, make it a big deal, make it almost a selling point. Because, and by the way, please do something about your freaking ads, because they're always they look like they came from the 80s. Like, they don't look.
Oh, I can show you an ad from the 80s.
Know. That's 90s. I know. But just fix your ads, please. Like, just, I don't know what it is about them. They just don't look right. They need Joker walking. That was the very first actor I pointed out.
And you said to put Joker and Harley
Quinn
over by Joker. And Harley Quinn.
And during Fright Fest, have Bane walking around over by Skull Mountain, put District 6 right there. It'd fit perfectly. I mean, that, and you don't even have to make the Joker area technically a scare zone. Just have a bunch of his minions.
Just have them there, yeah.
But have during Fright Fest specifically, have his minions kind of walking around. Like, I would if I honestly, all right, look, Six Flags, if you want to hire me, I'll go clean shaven the whole 9. I'll lose all this weight just because I can do the voice. I've got the voice. And he has like 30 different voices. I can do every last one of them. That was 5 words. I did that great. But because that is one of my favorite characters to do. So I will drop 150 pounds if that means you hire me.
Oh my.
Like, but
you don't have 150 pounds there to drop.
I do. I'm like 210. All right, I'd have to lose a little less than 150. You get my point. I will still, I'll drop a bunch of weight just to make that work. because it's by far one of my.
Well, maybe one day they'll have auditions for something like
That'd
that.
be awesome, but like they just need some life in the park, and that's all I've been trying to drive home. That's what I want from Six Flags. Start with characters, branch out into shows, and then from shows you absolutely once you get everything in place right there. Just
you know what? Something that Six Flags needs to know too. This is something they need to know.
Batman and Robin.
Is that yeah,
they do have copyright, yes. And by the way, that means they should also have the copyright to the Mortal Kombat characters. They have the Mortal Kombat theme playing at Nitro. Put Scorpion and Sub-Zero over there. I don't even like Mortal Kombat, but I'd be more than happy to take pictures with those iconic freaks.
Yeah. Oh, this is what I was gonna say.
Yeah, sorry.
Six Flags, and I get it. Great Adventure has electrical issues, maybe not quite as many as they used to, but their ambiance music, they need to learn what the heck that means. It should be on in the background, like, just sort of filling things in, because you can walk past one area and you're getting blared in the side of the head. The music is too stinking loud. In our last vlog, when we were at the Sugar Shack or at GA Cafe and we're sitting there, that music was blaring so loud, and I don't have a problem with, a little bit loud music, but I'm sitting there trying to eat my funnel cake sundae, and it's just blaring in the back of my head.
To be fair,
and
I'm pretty sure we are directly. I think we are directly under a speaker.
But even still, even if you are directly under a speaker,
oh no, I completely agree.
It should not drown out your. We're not in a nightclub.
Yeah.
It shouldn't drown out your conversation. We got a copyright claim on that, and I tried so hard to talk over it. I tried to talk fast and everything, and it did not work. But one of the keys to that would be you add more speakers. You add them around and you tone the darn sound down a little bit. Bring the volume down a little bit.
Or ideally, what they could do, they could add more characters where the speakers aren't, so that you're not focused on the music. You have music where they're, I'm just saying. Give me my damn Joker.
Over near El Toro and that area, the ambiance music that's usually playing, it's all, Spanish music. And I don't ever remember that blaring my eardrums out, even walking past the speaker.
By the way,
so I don't know what the heck is going on in certain areas.
Yeah, I don't know.
Where it's like you're just...
By the way, just while we're here, can we put an official time as 7:30 every Thursday for this podcast? Start actually making this like a...
Yeah.
Okay. You heard it here first. Every Thursday, 7:30 podcast time. Because we want to start making this a more regular thing. And the Jello Gallon Challenge will be on the 22nd. But
the 22nd,
at 7:30.
Yeah.
So, but back to the park, because I'm actually, like I said, this is one thing that I love talking about, just how things can, because it makes me excited for what the potential is.
Yeah.
If you want to see me get excited, just bring up what they could do.
But I mean, on the other hand, things that they're doing correctly, that
the masks, phenomenal.
Possibly
the best part of Hallowfest. Not even gonna lie.
The masks that are on the scare actors are incredible. But the that new store up front.
Well, would you like to answer, Michael? I'll let you handle that one. She knows when we're filming, I swear.
Miku, stop.
Is there truth of haunting in the lake?
I really don't know. I've heard a lot of that. I've heard that there are different areas of Great Adventure that are haunted. I have never experienced it.
I'll tell you right now, boy.
I have no idea.
I'll tell you right now, boy. This family's haunted.
but it's Miku. You're stepping on my foot now. Oh my gosh.
She is. Why are you hyper now? Hey, hey,
You
baby.
are out of your mind. There, is that better? Now, don't. She's whacking me with her tail now. All right, stop, because she's whacking me.
Well,
Stop.
she's the devil.
Miku.
She's Jersey Devil.
She really is the devil right now.
She wants attention.
So no, but the store out front, in the front of the park. Yes. I can't remember the name of the store now.
Directly to the left or in the center?
Universal something. No, not Universal.
Right in the center. Like if you're coming from the fountain, it's dead ahead.
No. The one that they just redid.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember the name of it now.
No, that one I don't know the name too.
But yeah, what they did, the refurbishment of that store, the remodel.
It was a great refurbishment.
It's really, it feels so much better now. Just, you kind of want to walk around in there.
I'm not.
It doesn't seem as dim. It's definitely
definitely.
It's not as packed.
And it's very colorful. I do like the setup.
It has a very light feeling to it.
If it were more my theming of store, I'd be way more happy to walk.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of hoping that they remodel a couple of the other stores too.
I think they should do. They should probably. Oh, they really can't do that though. I was gonna say maybe try revamping the arcades. But
you really can't.
Yeah,
I mean, a setup, an arcade setup.
It is what it is. Because I was just thinking how they got Fireteam Raven in there.
But I will say this.
Which, by the way, real fast, if anyone here is a Halo fan, Fireteam Raven is a must play. I
do have to say this, that since you brought up the arcades, and I know this is very silly. I know this is like ridiculous.
Oh God, here we go.
And I know that those buildings have been there since like year one. But what reminds me of it every single time, that there has never been like a decent refurb to those doors, the door handles.
100%.
They are 100% the same doors as when I first went there as a little kid.
Actually,
they are old as the hills.
What I would not mind them doing is getting rid of the one over by the western side.
Okay.
Getting rid of that. I don't know if I would say get rid of the building. Maybe just turn it into something else.
That's the one that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
That's old. It's old as dirt. It's old.
I think maybe turn that into like a little mini shop. And then put the arcade, that particular arcade, into one of the other buildings right over there. I just don't know which one it'd be.
Well,
probably the corner one, but I know a lot of people like that store.
No, I mean, it's fine where it is. I actually like it right there because
I don't like it right there because I feel like
I like the walkthrough factor.
I'd rather walk through a store than an arcade. It
doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother me, but it's just one of those things. I feel like if they, that's another thing I should specify. I also feel like if they move the arcade, they're more likely to update it as they move it. So, I don't know. And also having that particular one in a bigger space might allow it for slight expansion and not claustrophobia.
About Hallowfest. Did you happen to notice the s'mores pit off to the side of Sugar Shack?
Yes, I did notice that. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's whatever.
Well, and I guess you get the s'mores kits at Sugar Shack, I'm assuming. I think it's the only s'mores pit for Hallowfest.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. It's something a little different.
I think with the
which tells me I wonder if they'll leave that one there for Holiday in the Park.
They freaking better. They better have more for Holiday in the Park.
Oh, they'll definitely have more.
I think all in all, I really hate to come back to this, but the shows have to.
Yeah.
I can't stop harping on that because it bothers me so much. That's one of those like big issues I have where it bothers me to my core.
Yeah.
Because it's in your face. You go by Safari, there should be shows going on. You go by what's that? Cyborg. There should be shows going on in there. You go by
Oh.
Wonder Woman, should be shows going on. And by the way, how many more rides do we think they're going to add before they run out of real estate and start adding shows? That's something I'm curious.
Well, you know what? Maybe in 2022 we'll get some shows because we know that the new thing we're getting next year is Jersey Devil.
Yeah,
like that's going to be
100%,
and that's totally fine. I am really psyched for that coaster.
But do you think they have any other space they could use for a coaster after Jersey Devil? Or any kind of real ride?
They've got some space. There's space over by El Toro.
But for it to be different enough without being this,
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not a
because they have
builder.
Because they have what, like 5 rides?
They should add flames.
I'm down with that. Oh, dude, I'm actually super down with that. That's smart.
That would be cool. Oh yeah, that would be
That'd
so
be really
cool.
sick. Which, by the way, we're descending to the devil because I don't know.
The Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
Be specific.
I should be specific.
Well, next year, as things get going with Jersey Devil, we'll explain the whole story.
We should sue especially at night. We should sue Six Flags for they don't have the rights to use our name.
It's a myth. They absolutely have the right to use a myth. Oh my gosh. So yeah, overall, Hallowfest, you're satisfied?
Is satisfied the right word?
Well,
hockey team. Oh, yes, let's do the hockey team. You're right.
I
don't know if satisfied is the right word.
Well, overall, would you say it's better?
I'm not upset with it.
So, but overall, would you say it's better than you expected?
I would say it's exactly as I expected.
What you expected. Okay.
Just with a couple of shifts.
Yeah, I would say there are a couple of things that were better than expected. Like the street performers. I thought that, I was just
I didn't expect as many of them.
Mm-hmm. Neither did I.
But the quality was on par.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I would change about Hallowfest in particular, maybe they should add dude, see, that's what I'm saying. That's an easy
absolutely.
That's an easy pick for you're gonna get me back on the character range.
Oh, and you know what? When we get to that point next year, when Jersey Devil's going to open, when we get to that point, I'll bring it up right now. But they've already put merch out. I think the type of merch they have out for right now is great. However, they have a different logo on everything on the shirt than they do everything else. So the Jersey Devil logo, you know what that Jersey Devil logo looks like, right? Well, on the shirt, the Jersey Devil looks completely different than he does on the rest of the merch.
Old design. They didn't change it because they're lazy.
What is that all about? Anyway, we got to talk about Jersey Devil next year.
Real fast, though. What was I going to mention?
I don't know. You lost your train of thought.
I just had it because I was talking to you about it. I don't remember if we brought it up on the podcast, but I wanted to ask Michael in particular to see if I'm the only one on this particular note.
What?
I can't remember. It was something that you were calling me pessimistic for sure. Otherwise, I wouldn't be. I don't
know.
Characters.
I think you already talked about it.
I might have brought it up, but I didn't. Definitely not since he's been here. Oh, what? That's really gonna bug me because I just had it. I was about ready to spew it out, and now my spew is turned into a spit, and the spit into slobber. So, oh my god. Anyway, I think having someone in the Jersey Devil costume would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
I think I almost had it again because this is definitely the thought process that got me on it. I was thinking about that going into would it be plastic or cloth head because the design of the Jersey Devil. Oh my god, I'm so close. Anyway,
You'll think about it an hour from now.
Oh yeah, no, I'll definitely remember it. But yeah, I'm just super curious to see if they do anything even remotely along those lines with any kind of character thing. You know what I think for as far as the commercial would go, as far as how they could make it a bigger point without shoving it in your face. Because I was thinking about this when I originally brought it up, how like don't make the ads like all thrills and spills and the barf and whatever.
And
like just have it be come down the Six Flags, the Great Adventure, blah blah blah. We crapped ourselves, and here's some coasters and blah. And then you pan out from every character they have to offer. Because I've not seen one ad from Six Flags where they showed off characters. Not one.
I have.
In recent year?
Yeah, Tweety Bird was like skipping or something. I don't know.
But show off all the characters standing by the fountain and just pan out. You know?
They may have even done that at some point. But anyway.
Just something to make.
I know, you want things.
I want a good part. It was going down that path. Wait, hold on. No, because I want a good part. I want them to make me some money at that. There got to be a reason why they don't got them park. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Mike. But I think it's mostly due to.
I think it's money.
Yeah, no, I think it's
money.
I think it's laziness. I don't even think it's purely money. I think it's laziness because
it's money. They don't want to pay.
No, because they have certain characters. He's saying specifically around the park. There's no reason they couldn't, because there are employee areas around the whole park.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They could very easily have them get in costume over by the Wild West or whatever.
But think about it. Why aren't there? Why did they cut back on the photographers? Why are there no photographers out there after dark? Why aren't there photographers around other areas of the park where there's great picture locations?
You know what? Now that I'm saying out,
saying
out loud, I'm calling Six Flags out because I don't even think the lack of employees is just because of employees. I think it's because they don't want to pay.
They don't want to pay. That's exactly what it is. They're trying to save a buck any way that they can.
They have no reason not to make that park as good as it possibly can be. It is such wide real estate. They have the venues. They have the licensing.
With the exception of this year, of course.
Whatever. They have all of the resources.
I think after Jersey Devil opens next year, after next season is concluded, that is too loud.
Just continue talking.
I think after next year is concluded, after Jersey Devil opens, then they have zero excuse.
I think they have zero excuse right now because it's been how many years?
No, you have to take, if there was no COVID, if there was no pandemic.
No, I don't
100% agree. Like last year, no, there wasn't an excuse, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think that you can give them a pass for this year. They still are doing character meet and greets, I believe.
No, they are not.
They're not?
No, they are not. Nope. Character meet and greets have been gone. They're gone.
They could have found a way to do it. And quite frankly, I still don't think that I can't give them a pass because it's been too many years back to back to back of this. Mm-hmm. That does not, you can't just exempt them for 1 year after that many years in a row. You have to,
okay, well,
put it this way. Let me rephrase that. You have to still hold them to it in the expectation that they do something next year.
Right. And I get that. But let's end this on a good note. Name one thing that you think Six Flags gets right.
Pork kebab, churro, mask. There's 3.
Okay, and that's, we're talking like this year.
Yeah.
So, and you're talking about the scare actors mask.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm talking overall, not just Hallowfest. So I think definitely one thing they get right 100% is their diversity in food options, for sure.
Okay. Oh, by the way, just while we're talking about food options, please fix your app and make it take less storage space and make it not kill your battery. Because, by the way, I've heard a lot of people say, like, well, the phone apps tend to do this. And blah, blah, blah.
I actually found a way sort of around that. It's been killing it less.
Okay.
Once I get in there and get everything ordered, I exit out of the app.
Oh, yeah.
Because I wasn't doing that before.
Gotcha.
So even if we're not at the venue,
but
I exit out of it. Then when we get there, I open it and say, do my order instead of leaving it open.
Real fast. I heard a lot of people, especially when the app launched, well, it's a new app. All apps launch like this, blah, blah, blah. One, not nearly as bad as Six Flags app had. And two, they always get better like the day after. And that's not even over exact. Pokemon Go in particular, 1 week after launch, most of the memory issues were fixed and the battery issues were 100% fixed.
Well, I think it kind of depends on what it is for that. But what is something they get right? You're still counting them.
Yeah, well, I have to,
It's time to build them back up a little bit before we go. We've been on an hour and 30. So
all right. Well, I do enjoy the park layout, and the food variety is nice. They do have a decent variety. There's actually one in particular thing that I really wanted to mention, and I don't remember what it was now because I went down that rabbit trail because you got me stuck on food.
Mm-hmm.
But that having been said, next Thursday, 7:30. Thank you for 118 subs. On the 22nd of October, we will be doing the Jello.
That's 3 weeks.
Yeah,
that's 3 weeks from tonight.
The Jello Gallon Challenge will be commencing, in which I will consume a large amount of Jello. If you can't tell by the name of the challenge how much it is, well, I'm sorry for your loss. And
it's a gallon.
Oh wow! Why do you spoilers?
And that is because Dan said that if we got to 100 subs by the end of September, that he was going to partake in this.
And if we get to 5,000 before the end of the year, we will go on tour. Anyway, so all that having been said,
I just want to see us get to 200 by the end of the year.
All right, you heard it. If we get to 200 before the end of the year, we will absolutely go on tour.
No, I did not say that.
No, she said that. You heard her correct me in reference to that.
That's not true.
So, why so serious?
So, we definitely agree that Six Flags could use some improvements, some additions, but we have the safari. Not every. No, but the safari it's very different.
It is different, and look, I give them a lot of credit, but that's because they need to fix their crap. Well, they basically, if I'm not mistaken, prices for tickets in general have gone up since they've gotten rid of shows and stuff. And not just due to inflation adjustments.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
So
I do.
We're paying more for less.
Okay, but anyway.
I'm just saying.
Great Adventure, we still love you. We're still coming out. We're still doing our thing.
I'm going to give you crap, but I'm going to enjoy the park for 5 minutes at a time.
Whatever. I enjoy it no matter what. No big deal.
Yeah, if you're a consumer, don't listen.
But would we love to see some shows come back? Absolutely, anything at this point. So I think is that going to wrap us up? I think that's going to wrap it up, right?
Something else? I cannot promise this because I haven't even mentioned it to her yet. But look out on this channel for a tiny little super clip. Little short ad for something we'll be doing on my channel, but I do have something that she'll be involved with on that, so look out for that, etc.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I've been rattling this around.
So this weekend we should have 2, maybe 3 videos. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the third one. There may be a third one. There may not be a third one. Which I don't.
Are we including this one in the? Oh, okay.
No. But anyway, be on the lookout for those.
We're taking too long to do this.
If you are new,
we love you guys.
If you're
subscribe, like, share everything. Oh, just obliterate that bell. Just, mango. Oh, so good. Like mashed potatoes in my hands. Oh.
He cut me off, man.
I cut you off big time, but that's because it's time to end the podcast. All right. We love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. And don't forget, I'm going to say it too. Don't forget to subscribe because. And Paul's yelling from the other room, and hit that little bell and go ahead and feel free to share our content, guys. And I think that is going to do it for us for another podcast. We will see you next Thursday, 7:30-ish for another podcast.
7:30 on the dot is what I'm going to say.
We are Spencer's Ventures. This has been the podcast. We're going to see you in the next one, and we're out of here.
Bye.